him, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, they are called the Madani surahs. Although all of them were not revealed at Medina properly. Some of them were revealed in different places where he was on journey. But all that part of the Quran, which was revealed during 10 years after Hijrah, until his death, this is called the Madani surahs or the Madani Quran. Now this division between Madani and Makki surahs of Quran is nearly agreed upon. About most of the surahs it is agreed upon whether it is Makki or Madani. But there are slight differences of opinion about a few surahs and then about a certain ayat also. There are examples that some ayat were revealed at Makkah, but they are included in the Madani surahs. Or some ayat were revealed at Medina, but they are included in the Makki surahs. But as I told you, by and large, it is agreed upon between all the Muslims and scholars that this is a Makki surah and this is a Madani surah. An example of an important exception is Suratul Hajj. According to some people, it is Makki. According to others, it is Madani. And as far as I have been able to understand, part of it is Madani, part of it is Makki. And some ayat, I found it later on, that it was the opinion of Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, that some ayat were revealed during the journey that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam undertook during his hijrah, when he was going from Makkah to Medina. During this period, those ayat were revealed. So this surah, so to say we can call, it is somewhere between Madani and Makki, Suratul Hajj. About the rest of the surahs, as I told you, nearly there is consensus, there is agreement of opinion about whether they are Makkis or Madanis. Now fifth point is, who were the addressees of the Quran? Whom Quran addressed? I want to divide this into two parts. The first and foremost addressees of the Quran, they were the pagan Arabs, who were the progeny of Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salatu wassalam. And Quran gives them the title of Ummiyin, because they didn't have any book. There was no prophet sent to this progeny of Ibrahim after Ismail alayhi salatu wassalam. So these people, they were unlettered one. They had no education, they had no book, no law, no traditions. So they were called Ummiyin. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة. But secondly, the addressees of the Quran were the Jews and the Christians. So to say, they were the former Muslim Ummah. They were the Ummah of Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. They were people of the book. All of them believed in Torah. And the Jews, although they didn't believe in Injil, but they did believe in Torah, in the Old Testament, and all the scriptures of the prophets. So actually they are called Ahlul Kitab, people of the book, and they have been addressed to in the Quran directly, and they were also the direct addressees of the Quran, because many Jews were there in the Arabian Peninsula, and then Christians were also present in the Arabian Peninsula. To these people, Quran addresses primarily. But secondarily, whole of humanity is the addressee of the Quran. All the people, all human beings who were present in this world at the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Quran addressed them also, Ya Yuhannas, O people at large, Ya Bani Adam, O progeny of Adam. So actually the whole of humanity was being addressed. And not only those people who were present at the time of the advent of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but also all human beings who had to come to this world till the end of this world, till the doomsday. But they are being addressed, and they are the addressees. We may say they are by proxy. To them this message has to be given and communicated by the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the direct, approach of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he addressed directly himself the pagan Arabs of the Arabian Peninsula and the Jews and the Christians of his time. The rest of the humanity, actually this mission was entrusted to the Ummah of the Muslim, of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that now it's your duty to preach and convey and communicate this message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to each and every human being till the end of this world. Therefore, the most important point which I want to make is that when we ponder over Quran and we try to understand it, we should have two levels of understanding of each and every ayah. First of all, we have to keep the ayat or the surahs in the context, the historical context, when they were revealed, to whom they were revealed, who were the first addressees of the Quran, to whom Quran was talking primarily, what were their ideas, what were their beliefs, what were their customs, what were their rituals. Everything has to be in the context, geo-historical context. That we call, in the term of the exegesis of the Quran, ta'wilul khas, with the special, perspective of the time when they were revealed, people who were being directly addressed. If we place the ayah or the surah in that context, and then we try to understand what was the meaning of this ayah or surah, which the people understood at that time, at that particular moment in history. And secondly, because this Quran is meant for the whole of humanity, for all times to come. It was not sent only for the Arabs. It was not sent only for the Christians or the Jews of the times of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but the whole humanity. So actually we have to understand the Quran secondarily in a generalized way. That is called the ta'wilul aam. Look to the words, what they mean, and just don't keep them bound with the background, historical background. Take it away from that background. And as such, you think over them, ponder over them, dive deep into their meanings, and try to generally infer from it the total and the final and the eternal guidance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided for the humanity at large. Now lastly, the sequence of Quranic surahs in the Mus'haf that we read and recite, and the sequence in which it was revealed, these two are absolutely different. The sequence of revelation and the sequence of the Mus'haf, the book that we have, these two sequences are absolutely different. As we know, the Makki surahs, basic principle is that they were revealed at Makkah. They were revealed earlier than the Madani surahs. But we find in the Quran, in Mus'haf, that the four Madani surahs, they are in the very beginning of the Mus'haf. Suratul Baqarah, Suratul Al Imran, Suratul Nisa, Suratul Ma'idah. Four longest Madani surahs are in the beginning of the Quran, although we know they were revealed after 12 years from the beginning of the Wahi. So the sequence of Mus'haf and sequence of revelation, they are different. Now we must understand how Quran was collected and how it was compiled. The collection and compilation of Quran, it was completed in 3 stages. First of all, the Quran was compiled in a sequence during the lifetime of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through the divine guidance of Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam. Whenever the ayat were revealed, the Prophet said to the people who were writing these ayat, there were certain people, certain companions, who were assigned the duty of writing them, Katibin-e-Wahi we call them, who used to write those ayat, that put these ayat after such and such ayat of this surah. The sequence was going on as they were revealed, not in the sequence of revelation, but in the sequence of this Mus'haf that we have today with us. And this compilation of the Quran was completed in the lifetime of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Some people have cast some doubt about it, but actually it's agreed upon. It's absolutely proven fact that the compilation of the Quran was complete during the lifetime of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it was done by him. But it was only in the hearts of the people. It was not in the form of a book like this. It was not connected